If you are over the age of 60, 70, or 80, I want you to perform a simple, quick visual check on your lower legs and feet right now. Do you look down at your ankles at the end of the day and notice a heavy, tight swelling that leaves deep, indenting marks from the elastic bands of your socks? When you touch your toes, do they feel icy cold, completely pale, or slightly blue, even when the weather inside your house is perfectly warm? Or perhaps, when you are walking across the room, do your calves experience a sudden, heavy, tight, cramping pain that completely forces you to stop, catch your breath, and wait for the discomfort to pass? Most older adults look at these cold, swollen, and aching legs and shrug them off. They tell themselves, well, my legs are just tired today, or that is just what happens to your body when you cross 70. But as a vascular surgeon who has spent decades treating the advanced stages of arterial and venous failure, I am here to issue an urgent clinical warning to you today. Poor leg circulation is not a benign, optional tax of getting older. It is a loud, critical distress signal showing that the lower half of your body has essentially turned into a stagnant, suffocating pool of deoxygenated blood and metabolic fluid. Your legs are literally starving for oxygen. When you allow poor lower body circulation to progress unchecked, your body undergoes a quiet, dangerous physical decay. Because fresh, oxygen-rich arterial blood cannot reach the furthest corners of your toes, the delicate nerve fibers begin to suffocate and die, directly triggering the onset of agonizing peripheral neuropathy, continuous burning sensations, and heavy, dead numbness. But even more dangerous is the silent breakdown of your stability. When your lower legs are flooded with stagnant, pooling fluid, your ankle joint capsules become severely congested and stiff. Your brain loses its vital sensory mapping of the floor, causing your automatic balance reflexes to go completely offline. Every step you take becomes heavy, uncalibrated, and highly unstable, setting your frame up for a sudden, catastrophic fall. But you do not have to live with suffocating limbs. Today, under the strict clinical guidance of Dr. Arthur, we are going to manually clear the blockages in your circulatory highway. I am going to peel back the layers of vascular anatomy to reveal the exact biological reasons why your blood vessels are failing to pump fluid back to your heart. And more importantly, I will reveal the single best daily exercise engineered to act as a powerful mechanical siphon. This movement requires zero expensive medical equipment, can be performed in less than 3 minutes from the safety of your favorite chair, and is scientifically designed to pull stagnant fluid out of your ankles, force a massive rush of warm, oxygenated blood into your toes, and restore weightless, pain-free freedom to your walk. This is a comprehensive, step-by-step vascular restoration masterclass. If you are ready to put out the fire in your calves, awaken cold feet, and protect your long-term independence, ensure you are fully subscribed to Dr. Arthur. Turn on your notification bell, and let us begin this critical anatomical transformation together. To successfully cure poor leg circulation and awaken dead cold feet after age 70, we must understand the profound, beautiful hydraulics of the human circulatory system. Your heart is an extraordinary muscular pump, contracting forcefully to send oxygen-rich blood traveling through a massive network of high-pressure arteries down into your thighs, your calves, and the absolute furthest tips of your toes. This arterial delivery system supplies the vital fuel every muscle and nerve requires to function cleanly. But once that blood delivers its oxygen and nutrients to your tissues, it faces a monumental fluid dynamics challenge. It must travel all the way back up from your feet against the constant, unforgiving downward crush of gravity to return to your heart and lungs. This return journey takes place inside your low-pressure venous system. Because the veins themselves do not possess a powerful internal mechanical pump like the heart, they rely entirely on a brilliant biological cooperation known as the calf muscle pump, medically celebrated as your peripheral heart. Inside your calves, your gastrocnemius and soleus muscles completely wrap around your deep veins. Every single time you walk, run, or flex your foot, these powerful calf muscles contract hard, physically squeezing the walls of the deep veins like a hydraulic piston. This squeezing action forces the deoxygenated blood upward. To prevent that blood from instantly dropping back down due to gravity when the muscle relaxes, your veins are lined with tiny, delicate, one-way crescent-shaped valves that snap shut the millisecond the blood passes through, locking the fluid in place as it climbs. Here is the severe vascular crisis that accelerates dramatically after age 70. Throughout our modern senior decades, we spend an enormous, unnatural amount of time completely motionless in a seated position. We sit at tables, we sit in deep living room couches, and we sit for hours watching television. When your lower body remains perfectly still, your peripheral heart drops into a state of total structural dormancy. The calf muscle pump stops working entirely. Without that mechanical squeezing force, the blood completely stalls out. It begins to accumulate, pool, and stagnate inside the veins of your lower calves and ankles. Over months of this continuous fluid stagnation, the static fluid pressure within the veins rises to dangerous levels. This chronic pressure physically stretches the elastic walls of your veins, pulling them apart until the tiny, one-way valves can no longer meet in the middle. The valves leak. The system fails. Blood begins to cascade backward down your leg, a severe medical condition known as chronic venous insufficiency. This stagnant, trapped blood is completely depleted of oxygen and highly concentrated with inflammatory metabolic waste products like lactic acid and cellular debris. This toxic, pooled fluid physically leaks out of the capillaries and into the surrounding interstitial tissues of your ankles, creating that heavy, tight swelling and that agonizing, throbbing ache at the end of the day. But even worse, because the venous system is completely backed up and congested like a massive traffic jam, fresh, oxygenated blood traveling down your arteries cannot enter the foot tissues. Your arterial inflow drops significantly. Your toes turn icy cold, your skin thins out, and your nerve endings begin to systematically starve and short-circuit. Today, we are going to manually shatter this vascular traffic jam. We are going to use a targeted, highly isolated kinetic movement, specifically engineered to unlock the calf muscle pump at its absolute maximum mechanical capacity. We are going to use closed-chain isometric and eccentric pressure to manually force every single drop of stagnant fluid out of your lower legs, pull a massive, rejuvenating tidal wave of fresh arterial oxygen down into your feet, and restore perfect, unshakable flow to your lower extremities de masse. Now, let us systematically deconstruct the core vascular exercise that will instantly reactivate your peripheral heart, along with its supporting clinical protocols. Pay close attention to the spatial setup, the execution tempo, and the breathing mechanics for each movement. The core masterpiece, the seated triple-phase vascular siphon, the primary daily fix. This is the exact #1 movement referenced in our title. It creates a continuous, high-efficiency mechanical pumping action that flushes out stagnant venous blood and rapidly draws fresh arterial blood down to the toes. The setup. Sit perfectly tall and upright toward the absolute front edge of your heavy kitchen chair. Do not lean your back against the chair rest. Place your feet completely flat on the floor, spaced exactly hip-width apart, with your knees bent at a sharp 90-degree angle. Rest your hands loosely on your thighs. The execution. Take a deep, oceanic breath in through your nose, expanding your lower abdomen. As you slowly exhale through pursed lips, keep the balls of your feet glued to the ground and lift both of your heels as high as humanly possible into the air. Squeeze your calf muscles with extreme intensity at the absolute peak for a full 2 seconds, feeling the deep vascular compression. Next, slowly lower your heels back down over a full 3-second count. The instant your heels touch the floor, immediately lift both of your toes and the fronts of your feet as high as possible toward the ceiling, flexing your shin muscles hard for 2 seconds. Smoothly lower the toes and instantly repeat the heel raise. The mechanical script. You must never pause or rest at the bottom or top of the movement. Keep this rocking action continuous, fluid, and rhythmic, exactly like a repeating wave. This unbroken cadence turns your calf complex into a perpetual vacuum siphon for blood flow. The blueprint variables. Perform this triple-phase pump continuously for a full 3 minutes without a single pause. Complete this protocol twice daily, once in the morning to clear overnight stagnation and once in the evening to prevent night cramps. Supporting Protocol 1. The Supine Elevation Fluid Drain Matrix. Zero Gravity Flush. This protocol completely eliminates gravitational resistance, allowing trapped fluid to effortlessly drain away from the ankles back toward the deep abdominal veins. The setup. Lie flat on your back on your bed before sleep. Place a stack of 3 thick pillows beneath your calves and ankles so that your feet are elevated roughly 6 to 12 inches higher than the level of your heart. Extended your arms loosely by your sides. The execution. Rest comfortably in this elevated position. Inhale deeply. As you exhale, pull your feet back toward your face as hard as you can, stretching your calves. Then, inhale as you point your toes completely straight out away from you, flexing your calves. Keep this ankle flexing continuous and slow. The blueprint variables. Perform this elevated flexing motion for 60 seconds continuously, right before you fall asleep. Supporting Protocol 2. Standing Counterbalanced Plantar Grasping Arterial Inflow Booster. This drill isolates the intrinsic tracking muscles of the foot, stimulating the deep plantar arch arteries to flood the nerve endings with oxygen. The setup. Stand tall directly behind your heavy chair. Place both hands firmly on the backrest to secure absolute physical safety. Look straight ahead, keeping your spine vertical. The execution. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, keep your heels flat and try to curl all 10 of your toes downward with extreme force, like you are trying to physically scratch or dig into the floor with your feet. Hold this deep muscular grip for 3 seconds, feeling the intense muscle contraction inside your foot arches. Slowly release the tension over 2 seconds and repeat. The blueprint variables. Perform 12 controlled grasping repetitions per set. Complete 2 total sets. Supporting Protocol 3. The Wall-Supported Tibialis Anterior Pulse. Shin Strengthening. Strengthening the front of the shin stabilizes the ankle joint capsule, clearing out structural congestion that causes seniors to drag their feet. The setup. Stand with your upper back and gluteals resting flat against a wall. Move your feet forward about 12 inches away from the wall, hip width apart. The execution. Keep your heels anchored flat on the floor. Inhale deeply. As you exhale, lift the front of both feet up as high as possible into empty space, pulling your toes toward your shins. Hold for 2 seconds, feeling the intense burn in the front of your legs. Slowly lower the toes back down over 2 seconds. The blueprint variables. Complete 15 controlled repetitions. Perform 2 sets. We have now systematically deconstructed the complete, comprehensive medical hydraulics of lower body vascular restoration. We have exposed the silent enemy, the failure of the calf muscle pump, and we have unlocked the precise clinical protocols required to reactivate your peripheral heart. But as your physician, I must speak to you with absolute unyielding candor. Vascular stagnation, venous leaking, and arterial starvation are progressive, relentless biological forces. They do not take days off. Every single hour you spend completely motionless in a deep, soft chair, gravity is winning the battle against your limbs, pooling toxic fluid around your ankles and suffocating your nerve endings. Therefore, you must treat this 3-minute seated vascular siphon not as an optional exercise routine, but as a mandatory, non-negotiable daily lifestyle prescription. Just as you would never forget to take your vital blood pressure or heart medications, you must never forget to give your circulatory system its daily movement stimulus. This tiny investment from the safety of your chair is your ultimate insurance policy against neuropathy, severe swelling, and a devastating loss of physical independence. Set a specific, sacred time every single day to dedicate to these drills. Turn your resting periods into active vascular recovery time. I want to remind you of an extraordinary biological reality. Your vascular network and your muscular pumps possess an absolutely magnificent, lifelong capacity for adaptation and cellular remodeling. Your veins, your capillaries, and your nerves are hardwired to respond to the physical challenges you place upon them. They possess a profound capacity to restore valve efficiency, to build new capillary pathways, and to completely eliminate lower leg numbness, regardless of whether you are 70, 80, or 90 years old. You are never too old to get your blood flowing. You are only ever too stagnant. Stop letting heavy, cold, and swollen legs shrink the physical boundaries of your life. Do not step back from the world. Reignite your peripheral heart. Clear the blockages in your circulatory highway. Flood your feet with fresh oxygen, and step forward into your future with a fluid trajectory, absolute confidence, and complete, total sovereignty over your physical freedom and your lifespan. If this comprehensive vascular masterclass shed light on your health journey and brought true clinical value to your life today, please take a moment to support our channel's mission by hitting that like button. Share this vital video immediately with your spouse, your close friends, your neighbors, or anyone you care about who deserves to live with strong, warm, and pain-free legs for all the years to come. Let us build a global community of resilient seniors together. Thank you for investing your valuable time with me today. I am Dr. Arthur. Protect your flow, move with absolute power, and I will see you in our next clinical health blueprint video.